Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud of my people, right? Four beautiful black women you see on this screen did a historic thing. They all won beauty pageants, respectively, right? And it never happened before. You got so Miss Zunabini Tunzi, who's from South Africa, was Miss South Africa, became Miss Universe. This article comes from the New York Times. It says black woman reign at beauty pageants. When Zuzambini Tunzi was named Miss Universe on Sunday, it signified the first time that black women had simultaneously held the top prize in four of the major beauty pageants. Awesome. So before I read this article, I'm going to name the names of these beauties right here. And she said for Miss Teen USA, Kaylee Garris. She just won this year's Miss Teen USA. Right beside her is Nia Franklin. She won Miss America. Chelsea Chris, she won Miss USA. And now Zuzubini Tunzi from South Africa won Miss Universe. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article. It says, when Zuzubini Tunzi of South Africa was named Miss Universe on Sunday, her crowning signified a milestone. The first year that four of the major beauty pageants have simultaneously awarded the top prize to a black woman. Pageants have long been criticized for their antiquated beauty standards, and in many cases, outright racism or gender stereotyping. Last year, the Miss America organization announced it would scrap both the swimsuit and evening gown portions of the competition. And while black women have been winners in the past, notably Vanessa Williams, who in 1984 was the first black woman to be named Miss America, they never been as successful as this year. Supporters of the women Miss Tunzi, Chelsea Chris, Kaylee Garris, and Nita Franklin said the recognition sends a powerful message that today's beauty standards are evolving beyond Barbie light or an era when contestants were prized solely for smooth hair, light skin color, and thin lips. Finally, the universe is giving value to black skin. And of course, to read an Instagram post from Lila Lopez, a former Miss Angola, who was crowned Miss Universe in 2011. Oprah also praises Miss Tunzi for her leadership, but perhaps the new Miss Universe put it best in her closing address on Sunday night. I grew up in a world where a woman who looks like me, with my kind of skin and my kind of hair, was never considered beauty, she told the rap crowd. I think it is time that stops today. I want children to look at me and see my face, and I want them to see their face reflected in mine. Hilary Levy Friedman, a visiting professor of education at Brown University who was writing a book about beauty pageants, said a new definition of what it means to be a pageant winner was being embraced in this era, when questions of equality and inclusion are increasingly urgent. The idea of what we think is beauty has expanded, she said. Skin color, body type, curly hair. If you look at all of this year's winners, they look like themselves. This is a far cry from 1968 when women protested outside the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City. Throwing girdles, bras, and false eyelashes, they denounced the fact that pageant had not had a black finalist since its inception in 1921. That night, black women participated in their own pageant several blocks away. Sandra Williams was crowned Black Miss America at the event, telling the New York Times, with my title, I can show black women that they are too beautiful even though they have large nose and thick lips. There is a need to keep saying this over and over because for so long, none of us believe it. Since then, pageant standards have slowly evolved, even as the event's purpose has increasingly been called into question. Black women also continue to remain severely underrepresented in corporate America and in Congress. Dr. Levy Friedman, who is white and whose mother, Pamela Eldridge, was named Miss America for 1970, said that in researching her coming book, Here She Comes, The Tarnished Reign of Beauty Pageant in America, she found that the numbers of women of color participating in beauty pageants was on the rise. According to her research, few to no women of color were represented in the Miss USA pageant for the 1990s. Then Carolyn Giss won Miss USA in 1990, and Janelle Bishop won Miss Teen USA in 1991. By the 2000s, Dr. Levy Friedman said the number of contestants of color have risen to double digits each year. She said she expected the trend to continue. So many people have the stereotype that beauty queens are blondes, have light eyes, and a Barbie doll, she said. Now, you don't have to look like a Barbie doll. There are the different versions of beauty, and they are being accepted. And that's the end of the article. I'm very proud of these beautiful 4 women. Take a look at these beautiful women, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in a long time, Black women won all of the pageants. And they don't have to be blonde hair, blue-eyed women. And look, they're still beautiful. Look at this. Kaylee Garris, Miss Teen USA. Nia Franklin, Miss America. Chelsea Chris, Miss USA. And Zuzumbini Tunzi, Miss Universe. For the first time, Black women for the first time in my life, I'm happy because Black women now saying that we're just as beautiful as everybody else. And the young Black girls is gonna look at them. They're gonna say, if they become beauty pageants, so I can too. So I'm very proud of these ladies and wear that crown proudly. That's all I can say. Wear these crowns proudly. And I'm very proud of them. I'm just excited that finally a Black woman is now winning a beauty pageant. I'm very proud. And historically, they won all beauty pageants. So I'm very, very proud of them. Let me know what you think about this article. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. And with that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.